everyone and welcome back to a new video. So it is Saturday today. It's so miserable outside. It is chucking it down with rain and we just had a heat wave, so I don't know what's going on, but I thought it would be the perfect time to just sit and have a chill video where we just sit and have a chat and just relax. And yeah, I wasn't in the mood to really film anything too crazy just because it's such a cozy day, so I'm just in my bed. Got my teddies with me, got Coke from McDonald's, which is dripping everywhere with condensation right now. I just thought I would chat you through some tips, tricks, things I have learned from being in a calorie deficit and a weight loss journey. I have been through so much. I have learned so much from the past few years of being up and down with diet and going to the gym, fitness, things like that. So I feel like I've learned quite a lot of knowledge just from experiencing it. So I thought I would share some of the things I've learned along the way that I wish I kind of knew before. I started to make it a lot easier and I wouldn't have made some of the mistakes I've made in the past. We'll just say that. So the first one I have is volume eating. This has helped so much. I feel like there's many different views people have of volume eating or different ideas of what volume eating is. There is volume eating in terms of eating less calorie options such as like lower calorie chocolate bars, lower calorie crisps, popcorn, things like that, just lower calorie versions of things. Then you can eat more of those. Say for example, if you were to eat a normal chocolate bar, it could be to like 200 calories, but you can buy a like 100 calorie chocolate bar, so you could have two of them. That way, that's kind of volume eating. And another way is volume eating in like meals, so like bulking it up with fruit and veg, like really super low calorie foods, or like sometimes even 0 calorie, like cucumber and lettuce and things like that, if you like bulk up your meals. So you can like convince yourself that you're eating a massive meal, especially if you're someone that usually does eat like really big meals. That is such a good way to still eat big meals but eat what you want. It just makes you feel so full. It's like great for your eyes because you're seeing a massive meal and then it just fills up your stomach, so you feel like you've eaten loads but it's like really low calorie. So that is another great way of doing it. Another great example is like bagel thins. So if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok and things like that, you'll see I'm always eating pizza bagels. They're like my go-to, they're so good. So you can actually get bagel thins, which are like, I think they're almost half the calories, so you could have like 1.5 or 2 bagel thins in place of 1 bagel. So again, you're getting like more volume that way, less calories. My second point is getting rid of comparisons. This is something I really struggle with. I still struggle with. I still struggle to not do it. But say for example on social media, if you're following loads of people and you're like, I want to look like them, I want to live their life, I want to be them, that's not really attainable because everyone's bodies are different, everyone's DNA is different, everyone is different completely. Say for example, if you're following this like fitness influencer and they're eating really clean, going to the gym all the time, and you copy their diet and you do exactly their gym routines, you're not going to look like that because they have a different physique, different DNA, different genes, everything like that. So you aren't going to look like that. I feel like it's really puts a real strain on you if you're following people that you aspire to look like or aspire to live their life, because it's not attainable. And then you start comparing yourself, like, why don't I look like that, or why isn't my life like that, or things like that. It just makes everything so much harder. A better way to change that is to unfollow all those people that are like making you feel bad about yourself, making you feel negative. Unfollow people that you want to aspire to like have their habits or like take tips from them rather than want to be them, if that makes sense. So if someone's really spreading positivity, like body positivity and things like that, I find those people are really good to follow. Then also as well, like people who I just like their habits, like say for example they drink like lemon water every day or they do yoga every day. Like I aspire to have that habit. Like I want to do yoga every day, not because I want to look like them, but because I just want to be able to do yoga every day, if that makes sense. I feel like I rambled on with that one, but it's kind of hard to explain in like a sentence. But I feel like again that really helped me because I did follow a lot of people that were like super slim, super fit, and I was just filling my whole like Instagram with that. And then I would see it every day and I would just feel shit in myself. I'd be like, why don't I look like that? Why aren't I living that life? So point number 3 is honor your cravings, which I've only really started doing this year, but I can promise you it helps so much. So for example, a more extreme version of this would be if you're doing like a diet where you have to cut something out, like keto where you don't eat carbs, or a diet where it's like I'm not eating any chocolate, any crisp, like any bread, anything like that. It's not sustainable. It's not going to stick. You will then have the cravings, obviously, because say you haven't eaten chocolate for 3 days, you're like, oh I really want chocolate, and you're still you're like, I can't have chocolate, I can't have chocolate, I can't have chocolate. You eventually are going to break and eat chocolate, and then it's just going to be so much worse because you get this mentality of once you do it, you're like, oh, I don't want to swear, but like F it, like I'll just eat it anyway, and then you eat everything and it can turn into a binge and be really, really bad for you, and then you just end up in this cycle of eating bad and like going in and out of diets because they're just not sustainable. So the best way to do that is to literally feed your cravings, which before I was kind of bad at in terms of like takeaways or like really bad foods, whereas now if I crave a pizza, I'm gonna get a pizza. If I crave it McDonald's, I'm gonna get McDonald's. If I crave a bar of chocolate, I'll get a bar of chocolate. It's all about having it in moderation. I try and have a little bit of chocolate every day, so then I'm never craving it because I know I'm getting it every day, and I'll eat that small bit and then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna have more tomorrow. So you're not restricting yourself with things like that, and especially carbs as well. Like so much of your energy, everything you need in a day comes from carbs. So if you're cutting them out, you're not gonna have any energy, you're not gonna be yourself. It's just gonna be terrible and it's not sustainable. Also, another great example is takeaways. I love these. So say for example, I see a lot of Five Guys ones going about. So if you like Five Guys, there's loads of recipes where you can make the burger, and like I think they heat it up after in like tin foil or something, and it all melts inside and tastes exactly like a Five Guys. So it's like a bit better for you, but you're still getting. So point number 4 I have is consistency, which I would say is probably the most important. This just basically means you're hitting your diet and your fitness and your routine week in, week out. It doesn't mean 24/7. It just means that you're basically doing it consistency. So it's like, it's fine if you take a day off the gym every other week or here and there just when you're really not feeling it, and it's better for you if you really aren't feeling it and you really feel like you can't go. That is going to be more beneficial than you beating yourself up and feeling like you need to go and forcing yourself and then feeling shit after. Whereas if you're forcing yourself constantly, then you're gonna hit a wall and you're gonna have a burnout, and then you could end up taking weeks and weeks off fitness, off the diet, because it just wasn't sustainable and it was too much. Consistency is just making sure you're doing it as much as you can and as often as you can and sticking to it. So say for example as well, you're going out on the weekend and you're going out for drinks, you'll know in your head that you're going to go back on Monday and be fine, so you can enjoy that time off, enjoy not going to the gym, enjoy being out of your diet, because you know you'll be back on it on Monday, because it's the whole consistency thing, like just making sure you're getting back rather than having the mindset of not doing it and then being like, I've given up now, I'll not go back. It's about consistency. And like if you think in your head, oh, I have this holiday in 2 months, I have this event in 1 month, anything like that, any kind of set date that you're like, I'm gonna do this every single day until then, it's not gonna happen. You are gonna fail because you're just putting too much pressure on yourself, it's too much of a strain, and you're gonna hit a burnout. Then again, as I said, you're just gonna feel like you failed and you're just going to completely give up. But it's all about consistency. You need to look at it in the long run and just be like, this is my lifestyle, this is what I want to do. Because I know before, definitely I felt like I had to go to the gym 5 or 6 times a week, and then if I missed a day I was like, I would just give up, because I'd be like, I can't do this 5-6 times a week, it's too much, I can't fit it in. So then I would take a day off and I'd be just like, right, I've done it now, I'm just gonna give up. Whereas now I just take it one day at a time. So say for example it's Sunday, which is the day these videos go up. I'll be like, tomorrow's Monday, so I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna have this for breakfast, this for lunch, this for dinner, this is gonna be me on track. Monday night I'll be like, right, I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. Just take it day by day, because then you'll know as well at the time how you're feeling, and if you really aren't going to be feeling well or aren't going to be feeling like you're up to it, or you have other plans, you can plan around that and plan something else. But yeah, if you stay consistent, the results will just show much faster because you're actually sticking to it and doing it majority of the time. So point number 5 is structure, which helps me so much. So every single Sunday I'll sit down, I get my fitness pal up, that's where I like plan all my meals and put in, so I can see how many calories I have left for the day, everything like that. It makes it so much easier for me to plan it. Plan all my breakfasts for the week, all my lunches for the week, all my dinners for the week, everything like that. And then I'll know what I need to get for my food shop as well. It makes it so much easier to do food shops and things like that. I'll meal prep my overnight oats for the week once I've decided, meal prep any meals I need to meal prep, and it just completely organizes the week, and it just makes me know what I'm going to have and have things prepared, rather than coming to that day and be like, oh, what am I going to have for lunch today? I don't know. I'll just grab crisps and a sandwich, or I'll just get a takeaway or things like that. It helps you stay on track so much easier. And then also on the Sunday as well, I'll sit and plan out what days I have plans and what days I'm free, so I can work out when I'm going to the gym, what I'm doing at the gym those days, and it just helps me to have a structure in my head so I know what I'm doing, rather than coming up into it and being like, I don't really feel like going to the gym today, I'll go tomorrow, and then I come to tomorrow and be like, oh, I actually have this plan today, I can't go this day, and then it kind of spirals into like never going. So if you actually plan it a couple of days before the week or anything like that, it makes it so much easier and just really helps you stick to it more and have more of a structure, and just so you know what you're doing, and helps you to not fall off track. Point number 6 is kind of what's mentioned in all the points. It's that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try and think in your head, right, I need to lose the weight in 4 weeks, I need to lose the weight in 6 weeks, I need to build this amount of muscle in 6 weeks, I need to go on a juice cleanse for like 5 days, anything like that. There is just no point, because I have been there. As I did mention in a previous video about my weight loss journey, I did lose a lot of weight a couple of years ago. I think I lost it in like 2 months, so quickly. I did really restrict myself, and it is possible. I did it, and I know a lot of people do it, but it's not sustainable. You will put the weight back on, whether it's like a few months later, a year later. It's not sustainable to keep eating like that, and because you restrict your body so much, your body gets used to eating that little amount. So then as soon as you eat a big amount, it's like a shock to the system, and you put on weight so much easier, and it's just not sustainable to stay at that low amount, because you're gonna have social plans, you're gonna have meals out, you're gonna have takeaways, you're gonna have events to go to. It's not sustainable to be staying eating that little for a long period of time. So it's just not worth it, even though it's doable. And I know a lot of people have the mindset of, well, I can just restrict and lose the weight and then fix it after. It doesn't work like that. You need to be eating a sustainable amount, you need to be working out a sustainable amount, and you need to be making the whole routine and everything just right for you, so that you know you're able to do it in the long term, and you're able to make it part of your life rather than revolving your life around it. You revolve it around your life, and it just makes it so much more fun. You're so much more happier, so much more yourself, and it actually gets you results that'll stay for the rest of your life. But yeah, that is my 6 tips. I hope they were helpful. I know that they've really helped me, and I live by them constantly. There are always things I remind myself to make sure that I'm keeping myself right. They always work for me, and yeah, I hope they're really helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know, give the video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.